Hi! So it's been a while since I realize it's been a while since I've made a Yu-Gi-Oh video. So I decided, what better way to make a Yu-Gi-Oh video than do an update on my Fluffal deck that I've been working on. Because I made a video like 3 months ago of my Fluffal Master Duel deck. And this is basically going to be the update of what that has become. I've crunched the numbers and decided on what exactly I'm doing. I've even made the deck a lot smaller and more compact. I'm still working on it, so if anyone has suggestions or anything, I'm always up for suggestions to make my decks better, especially the Fluffal deck. I love this deck with so much. Okay. So, to begin off with, we run, for the Fluffal deck, we run 2 Fluffal dogs, because why not? They're very good for, like, finding your Edge Imps, like Edge Imp Sabers, or getting your Fluffal cards to your hand. We also run 2 Fluffal Penguins, mostly for the draw, when we use them for the fusion power, which helps a lot. We get 3 Fluffal Bears, which is pretty normal, you know, to get the toy vendor out there to start drawing extra cards. We also go with, because we're going with toy vendor and stuff, we are also going to take 3 Fluffal Wings to combine with Bear with the toy vendor to draw more and get our Fluffal and Fusion and Edge Imp cards into our hand to get our big Frightfurs onto the field. We also run 2 Fluffal Cat for their ability for fusing and stuff like that, the normal, and 2 Fluffal Rabbit, also for the fusion. That's basically all there is to it. To the Fluffals, for the Edge Imps now, for the Edge Imps. The Edge Imps that you always need. We run the normal 3 Chain to get, just for their ability, and because Chain is a very good Edge Imp card. We also run 2 Sabers. We could upgrade the Sabers to 3, but I have kept it at 2 for a long time, so I'm just going to stick with 2. Even though we could go into 3. 3 wouldn't be such a bad idea. The main, though, we will always take 3 Edge Imp Scythes for their ability to fuse on your opponent's turn, to get that Sabertooth on the field, to get them big monsters on the field. Also because it also protects our Frightfurs, which is very good for the deck. For hand traps, basically, we run the normal 3 Ash Blossoms because I find them very good. They're very helpful. They're good. They're just good. They're just a staple that we always need. We also run a Kaiju. We run 1 Kaiju. See if I remember the name. Kaiju. You can actually run any Kaiju that you want. I'm thinking, because I'm trying to think on making a deck that could use a, what's it called? Super Poly. I've been thinking of making maybe a Super Poly into this deck to kind of interrupt your opponent. So we run, this is anything, whatever Kaiju you have will work. But I'm thinking, I normally run whatever this guy is. Radiant the multi-dimensional Kaiju. Just one of him. We could run 2. Don't get me wrong. We could run 2. But I'm just going to run 1 for now. Because it also helps with Tiger's ability. You Kaiju your opponent's big, strong monster that can't be affected by monster effects. So then Sabertooth can kill it. It's not Sabertooth. The Tiger can kill it. We could run, and because I'm thinking of using it for fusion, for Super Poly, just because I feel like that could help. Sorry about my snapping of my fingers. I hope that isn't hurting anyone's ears. Now for the spells are the normal thing for the meat and potatoes of the Frightfurs, which is we run. How do you spell it? We run, where is it? 3 polymerizations because you can't have Fluffals without polymerization. There's other ones that we could run, but I normally just run the normal polymerization. We could run super poly. We could run. I'm dabbling with it right now. We also run Frightfur Fusion because that's a good card. We run 3 Frightfur Fusions because they're good. Because most of our cards are going to be in our graveyard, we can use our graveyard to get our big monsters on the field. Our big, dangerous, scary Frightfurs. We also run... What's it called? Patchworks, right. We run 3 Patchworks. Frightfur Patchworks, sorry. Because Frightfur Patchworks helps you get your fusions on the field. You can just get your fusions. You can get your polys, your... Edge Imps, your Fluffals, it's always helpful. Edge Imps and Poly. It helps you get Edge Imp and Poly. My bad. I forgot how it worked for a second. We also run Frightfur. Is it Factory? Yeah, Factory. We run 2 factories, 2 Frightfur factories, and 2 Frightfur sanctuaries. Sanctuaries, yeah. 2 Frightfur sanctuaries. Because also, I thought about something. Because Sanctuary, I think, turns all fusion monsters. Right? Send blah 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 blah. All fusion monsters you control are also traced. Oh shoot, never mind. I thought this would work. I thought I read it wrong then. I thought it would turn my enemies' cards into Frightfurs too, so I could use it, but it's not how it works, so it's all good. So Super Poly may not be the best option, but we run that. 2 Frightfur Factory, just because if we have our polys in the graveyard, we can use it to fuse anyways. And this Frightfur Sanctuary is also good to combine with Frightfur Fusion to get Sabretooth on the field. I've always found it a great thing. And one of the main cards that we do need is Toy Vendor. Yep, 3 Toy Vendors because we have 3 bears and 3 wings. That is just for drawing and getting Frightfurs and, getting cards to our hand. Basically it. We also run 2 Lightning Storms. That is basically our main deck because, well, most of the time for my opinion, with Fluffals and stuff, you're never going to have anything on the field. In most of your card, you won't have any face-up cards on your field unless you have your big boys on the field, your big scary Frightfurs on the field. So this is very good to have. You could trade it out for other cards, but I'm testing it and I've liked it so far. So yeah, main deck is 44 cards. We could lower that, but I'm down with just 44 because I like the deck. Now for our extra deck, the most strongest cards of the Frightfurs, we need the Frightfurs. Our powerhouses will be... Let me just get that written down. We run 3 Frightfur Cruel Whale because we can use Cruel Whale to hit our... What are they called? Toy Vendors, our Sanctuaries. And it's just great to get rid of your opponent's cards for spell cards and stuff. We also run 2 Daredevil. You may be wondering, why 2? Well, I have 2 of them, and I like them. Basically, what you can use it is, you can sacrifice 1. So double suicide into more damage. Because as we get more Frightfurs in our graveyard, we will do damage if this guy is sent to our graveyard. So having 2 of them is also good because we can have 1 on the field, blows up, then the second one can come on the field and blow up again. So we do additional damage that we may have not been able to have. We also run 2 Sabretooth because Sabretooth is a very amazing card. Make sure you always fuse 3 with him so he becomes invincible, because that has saved me so many times, because sometimes people don't read cards, and I agree, I don't read cards too. Have you seen how much text is on this? But anyways, that's out of that. We also have 2 Krakens. We run 2 Frightfur Krakens just because I love Kraken, and he is so good and so powerful. And there's a cool little tactic I know of. So you'd first summon in, you'd summon in Kraken, you'd activate his effect to destroy a card on the field, so now he won't be able to attack. Directly, I think. Yeah, I think it's only directly. So what you do is you then fuse for Sabretooth to summon him back on the field so he can use his ability again, or he can just attack directly. So it works out perfectly. We also run 2 bears, Frightfur Bear. We could lower that to 1. I'm thinking of it. I'm not completely sure of my idea yet with him. We also run 2 Frightfur Wolf, which Wolf is amazing. He is very good for just, if you have a lot of cards that you just fuse and your opponent doesn't really have anything strong on their board, you could just end the game with Wolf just because every fusion he uses, he gets to attack again and again and again. So he could attack 5 times or more, which helps. We also run 2 Frightfur Tigers. Normally, I think you'd only run 1. I like running 2 or 3, but 3 is a lot and takes up a lot of space, so we just run 2. We run that just basically for clearing the board, destroying your opponent's board. That is all it is. So we run 2 just in case we need to get the additional 1 on the field, but you can only have 1 on the field at a time, so you have to watch that, so be careful of that. So there has been some cards that I'm thinking of maybe adding or switching for, such as maybe like I've been thinking of maybe adding another dog, so we would have 3 dogs because they're very helpful. Also, I've been thinking of adding dolphin, maybe 3 dolphins. I'm not fully sure yet. Like it's good, it is good because it has a good effect, which I like, but I'm not fully sure. Maybe an owl just for the fusion ability, using his effect to get fusions, using his ability to get your polys to your hand. It's more iffy. Like, I'm not fully sure if I want to add him because he would take up space, which is a problem. And there's also Octopus, Fluffal Octopus. I've been thinking of maybe you could run 3 of him. Maybe. I'm not fully sure yet. I'm still dabbling with stuff. I would say Mouse. I love Mouse. Mouse has been one of my favorite cards in the Fluffal archetype. So I'm going to say maybe you could run 3 of them just because he helps you get 3 cards on the field. So he's very good if he's your open draw. Also, you could add in Frightfurs Sheep. Frightfurs Sheep is an option. Like, you could trade out a bear or something for a Frightfurs Sheep, which would be good. Because Frightfurs Sheep is just a good monster. Because you can just use him as a meat shield, which is also okay. Because, yeah, you could switch them out. You could switch them out. Or you could even add 2 more sheep instead of bear. Just because this is a lot of sabers. Sabers? Yeah, Sabers is happy. I think. Yeah, Saber's happy. Yeah. Some other cards I've been thinking of, which I already mentioned, which is Super Poly. I've been thinking of maybe adding Super Poly, but I'm trying to think on what would work with it. Like, how could I make it work in this deck? I'm still not fully sure, but it would be a good thing because also it would get your edge imps to the graveyard, which would allow you to use their effects from your hand, which is also good. But I don't know if anyone knows any good like fusion monsters that would work in this. If I added Super Poly, let me know. It would make me happy, as in it would help me out a lot. We also, you can run, was it Raigeki? Yeah, Raigeki. You could run Raigeki and Harpy's Feather Duster. Harpy's Feather Duster, I don't remember how to spell it. I'm sorry about that. Where is it? Yeah, you could run a Harpy's Feather Duster, you could run a Raigeki. But right now, I think Lightning Storm is pretty good, pretty solid for that. So I don't really feel like you would need it. But it also couldn't hurt, so I'm still thinking about that. There is also another card which is Pot of, where is it? Prosperity? Yeah, Prosperity. You could run 3 Pot of Prosperity. I don't find it that helpful because, 1, you need your Frightfurs. You want your Frightfurs. You want a full Frightfurs for Daredevil. 2, I don't really feel like you need a draw, like a lot of draw power, because you're going to get the cards you need very quickly, just with Toy Vendor, Bear, Wings, and Chain. Oh, and Dog too. So you don't really need the draw power. I don't find. Oh, and sorry, Patchworks. So I don't really feel like you need the draw power, but you could add it to the deck. Like, there's nothing bad with it, but I just don't find it would give that much value to this deck. We also could run, what is it called? Evenly Matched, yes. You could run 3 evenly matched there. That is an option. I'm not fully sure if I would, but I'm just thinking. This is still me thinking on what else I could update this deck with, because it is a good card. What else? There was also Infinite Imperium, I think. I can't spell. What is it? How do you spell it? Oh, no, not infant. Infinite, yeah, Imperiuments, or whatever, however you pronounce it. You could add 3 of this. This is also a good card to add to the deck. I'm still thinking about it. Not fully sure yet. I'm still just letting my brain cook up in a great idea. You can also run Call by the Grave, right? Called by the Grave, sorry. You could run Called by the Grave. That is an option too. It also wouldn't be that bad in this deck, but I'm still not fully sure if it would be like good enough to be in the deck, as in if it would really help. It probably could, but I'm not fully sure yet. I still need to crunch the numbers, test it out a few times, and see how it works. Some other hand traps though we could run, which is Ghost Bell. Yeah, Ghost Bell. Yeah, Ghost Bell. We could run 3 Ghost Bells, or 2. That's an option. We could run 2 Ghost Bells. Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. That is an option too. It's fully capable of being used. And there's also, what was it called? Nibiru, I think. Nibiru, the primal being. You could also run 3 Nibirus in the deck, or 2 or 1, depending on how you feel, in this deck to make it even stronger, because it would help with dealing with, those pesky decks that summon in so much on one turn, which would help, just to interrupt and stuff. But that is basically my Fluffal deck, Edge Imp, Frightfur deck that I have created so far from the last 3 months. From the last video, which was 3 months ago, which was the Frightfur, my Fluffal Master Duel deck. I haven't played Master Duel in a while, basically 3 months. So this is what I've kind of much come up with my physical Yu-Gi-Oh deck, my physical deck that I play. Yes, I play a lot of Fluffals. This is one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh decks in the game. It's also my favorite archetype, basically. But yeah, this is basically the idea I have for it. So far, when I've used it, it's done pretty good. Yeah. This is what I've gotten down. If anyone has any suggestions on how I could improve it, how I could make it better, please let me know. I would be much appreciative of it. And if anyone can tell me like any good cards that I could use, maybe add Super Poly in to combine with this, may work too, which would be good. I would really much appreciate that. Thank you very much. And if anyone has any ideas of like, if you guys want me to make any other Yu-Gi-Oh decks, I have a couple other decks I could show you guys. If you guys want to see that, let me know. And if anyone wants me to, I make fun decks. I make casual, not casual, I guess, fun decks. So, the ones where you could play whatever, as in not caring about winning that much, which is also fun sometimes. But yeah, if you guys have any like deck ideas or cool archetypes that you think I should try and make a deck for, let me know. I love making Yu-Gi-Oh decks. I love thinking about this. I normally try to keep all my decks perfectly pure of the right archetypes. No mixing. Sometimes I'm just kidding. We mix some archetypes to make them stronger. So yeah, anyone, thank you very much. Let me know, and I'll be much obliged. I don't know what obliged mean, but thank you very much. Hopefully you have a good day, and I'll see you next time.